So ensuring that you actually have a blanket on the mat so that you're going to kneel on it. And if your knees are sensitive to pressure, you might actually want to have two. Okay, so it's I'm going to go ahead and do that with mine. Just do both blankets. Now this is where we may need to do either on the back or on the front, depending on the knees and the hands. Okay, so I'm going to show you the kneeling version first. If you're like, that's not going to happen for me, you're going to do the laying down version of the same series, okay? So the idea with this is to start to move the bigger portions of the body, basically the bigger joint, which is the pelvis, into its flexion, which is this position where you're forward, versus extension where we're actually going to come forward a little bit. Into like a plank position or a little bit of a back bend, okay? Now, the wrists can also be problematic with this. So if you're a wrist-ish person that has wrist issues or wrist pain, you're going to do this on your back. If you want to try it with me on the front, though, you can go ahead and come up onto the hands and the knees. Make sure that your whole shin is on the blanket, and the feet are kind of at the back of the blanket. So starting out in a tabletop position, all fours. As you take a breath in, let your shoulders move forward and start out just trying to think, okay, my body is like a straight line from my head to my knees. And then as you take a breath out, you're going to lean back. Don't move your hands. Let your pelvis go back as far as it can without moving hands. Then as you inhale, you're going to come forward again. Forward, maybe to this plank position, or you can start to bend your elbows a little bit and let your pelvis come towards the floor. And then on the exhalation, you're going to pull the belly up and push yourself back. So just taking your time, and don't go too deep into it. Just go as much as feels good to you. Good. On the other version, you'll lay down, feet on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest, which is child's pose. Then bring your feet down and lift your hips off the floor, which is the extension. So this is like the plank, but the other way, okay? So release and breathe in, breathe out, knees come into the chest. As you inhale, let the feet come down to the floor. Exhale to get ready. Inhale, lift your hips off the floor. Exhale, bring your hips down. Take a breath in, bring the knees into the chest. Breathe in, put your feet on the floor. Breathe out, pause. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. So just make sure you're keeping breathing as you go. Okay, so everyone do 3 more rounds of whichever one they've chosen. So the legs never extend all the way out. Keep your knees bent at least at a 45-degree angle the whole time if you're on your back. Very good. Get your feet closer in, Angie, closer to your butt, closer to your butt. There you go. And you're going to finish in either child's pose or with your knees pulled into your chest. When you feel like you've done enough, you're going to pause. Good. So coming into your last one. Very good. And just check in to see how do you feel after that. That's more movement than we've been doing, but it does help to get the lower back and the pelvis a little bit more with some energy moving through it. We tend to hold a lot of our tension around the buttocks and low back. Good. And then inhale. Those of you that are kneeling in child's pose, see if you can inhale and just sit up with your torso. So from the kneeling forward position, you can bring your hands back and just sit up like this.